Most of Americans expect their housing costs to rise because of interest rates or insurance. But next year, many families are going to feel a different kind of increase, one coming from local tax office. Dozens of counties are released early as reassessment data, and the pattern is clear. Higher property values, higher tax rates, or both. And if your home happens to be in one of these states, your monthly payment could rise even if nothing else changes. So let's break down where this is happening and why. Property taxes usually rise for specific cities or neighborhoods, not entire states. But the newest assessment maps show something different. Broad cluster of regions preparing for larger than usual increases for 2026. Here's what stands out. Texas. Large counties reviewing post-storms, rebuilding costs, and insurance jumps, triggering 10 to 20% increase in assessment values. Florida. Coastal and inland areas adjusting for higher replacement costs, and infrastructure funding needs assessment rising about 15 to 25% in many regions. Midwest, like Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, school districts and county budgets strained by higher operating costs. Reassessment adjustments in about 8 to 15% range. Northeast, New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts. Previous housing spikes from 2020 to 2023 are finally being baked into official valuations. Some towns shows double-digit increases in early estimates. So this is the first sign that 2026 may bring a broader tax shift across multiple regions at once, not isolated pockets. Local governments depend heavily on property taxes, and they're under pressure from several directions. Insurance claims rising year after year. Infrastructure projects delayed during the pandemic, now restarting. School districts catching up on funding. Population changes, leaving some counties with fewer taxpayers. Higher services costs from utility and operations expenses. Since many places can raise income or sales taxes easily, reassessments become the path of least resistance. For some states, this is the first major adjustment in years. For others, it's a way to stabilize shrinking budgets. Either way, the timing is landing all at once, and that's why the map looks the way it does. Most homeowners think they'll see their taxes increase in their mail, but most never do. They feel it through the escrow. When your lender reviews the updated assessment, they adjust your monthly payments to cover the higher bills. Even modest jumps can push payments noticeably higher. $90 to $120 more per month in many Texas and Midwest counties. $120 to $200 across parts of Northeast. $130 to $250 in Florida high-risk areas. It doesn't require a rate change. It doesn't require a refinancing. It doesn't require a home remodel. Just an updated assessment is enough. And many households won't realize it's coming until the new mortgage statements arrive. So property taxes are one of the biggest inputs to rent, especially in the multi-unit buildings and suburban developments. When taxes rise, landlords raise rent. Leases renewals get pricier. Negotiations become harder. Incentives disappear. Early projections shows renters could see increases of $50, $110 per month in much of the Midwest, $80 to $160 across the South, $100 to $200 in many northeastern cities. Higher spikes in areas with major insurance hikes. Even renters who think taxes don't involve them will feel it through higher housing costs in 2026. What makes this moment different is a combination of long-term pressure, Insurance, premiums climbing for the fifth straight year. Rebuild costs still elevated. Infrastructure projects being pushed forward. Budgets stretched thin by years of delay adjustments. This isn't a temporary bump. It's a structural shift. And the states lighting up on the assessment map today give an early look at where the next round of housing costs will come from. Property taxes don't spark dramatic headlines, but they quietly shape monthly budgets across the entire country. If you live in one of these states now updating assessments, 2026 could bring a higher housing cost even if everything else stays the same. So check your county's reassessment schedule. Watch local notices and prepare early because these next cost increases won't show up in the news. It will show up in your bills. Thank you for watching.